In this video, I'm going to answer the question of how to grow your business as you're going through difficult times, challenging times, recessions, what to do when your business is slow. There are really a few things that you have to keep in mind and focus your efforts on to grow your business. When you think about just about any industry, when majority of the players, majority of the businesses are really slowing down, contracting, firing their employees, losing revenues, lose money, there is a smaller percentage that is actually growing. How do they do it? What do they do differently? And how do you apply what they have done so your business actually expands while everyone else is contracting? Well, first and foremost thing is that you have to think about the mindset that you bring to your work every day. And that is, when there is so much fear out there, do you focus on fear or do you focus on the opportunity? Because there is abound opportunity in every downward market. Let me explain. People who make market in the stock market are the ones who buy low and sell high. So when stock market begins to plunge, people who know how to deal with that know that on average, if you look at the last 70 years or so, it takes the stock market, like S&P 500, 538 days to go from this back to this. A little less than a year and a half to recover on average. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, but on average it's 538 days, no matter what type of calamity has hit us over the 70-year period. It's a long period to think about. So it's the same thing that applies to any business. You think about when the whole business starts going down, not just your business, your whole industry starts going down, how long will it take for the whole industry to recover to the previous level? Could be a year and a half. Could be 2 years, could be a year, could be less than a year. But what do those companies that actually keep on gaining traction, keep on gaining momentum through recession and come out at the tail end of it much bigger, much stronger, much more profitable, what do they do differently? Well, aside from mindset, when they look at their competition, when they look at their industry, they see that everyone is contracting. They're trying to cut their expenses, they're firing employees or laying off employees. They're taking defensive position, and the one thing that winners know is that when you play in any kind of sport, and business is a contact sport, when you play in any sport, you cannot win by taking a defensive position. You can lose the game by taking defensive position, but you cannot win. The only way to win in business is to go on the offense. Yes, you have to have strong defense, but you also have to go on the offense to win. Here's what that means in practical terms. Most of your industry, regardless of what your industry are in, are going to do the following. They're going to think about what expenses they're going to cut, and one major expense that they cut that leads to recession of their own making is they cut marketing and advertising. Think about that. Marketing and advertising, when done right, delivers more business to your company. When you cut it off, when you turn off or turn down your marketing and advertising, you get what? You get less of it. So you contract, and that contraction is of your own making. So the winners, the companies that actually grow through difficult times and thrive at the tail end of the recession, they do what? They do the opposite. They expand their marketing and advertising efforts. The best rule to apply here is the 10x rule. The 10x rule means or states the following: that it will take 10 times the effort, 10 times the time, 10 times the resources to achieve your objectives. So whatever you have been doing in the past to attract new customers, think of how to increase those efforts 10 times, and what will inevitably happen as your competition shrinks their efforts and you expand them, your business will expand with that expansion. Because just as your competitors will fuel their demise, you will fuel your growth. But again, this takes a certain mindset, not contractionary, not defensive mindset, not fearful mindset. It takes courage and it takes expansionary mindset. So this is the number one strategy that we recommend to all of our clients, and we do it ourselves, especially when these things happen, when there is another recession like we're going through right now in the middle of March of 2020, right? Major recession is hitting everyone. Everyone is fearful. We don't just think how to expand, we have already created a plan with 10 points in it, how and what we're going to do to expand our business through this. And we have already started implementing some of the things on that bullet point list to keep on growing, to make sure that we get more clients as our competition is shrinking. We will not let the fear destroy or demise our business. We will work off of other people's fear and work on expanding our business. So that's the number one strategy. Number two strategy, and this again may seem counterproductive. Fire your bottom 20% customers. Here's what I mean. If you're in the service business and you have recurring business with your customers, look at the list of your customers and ask your frontline people who are actually working with your customers, ask them, who are the worst customers based on this and this and this criteria? Slow to pay their bills, give you a hard time, require disproportional amount of effort to serve them. If you have customers, and every service business does, that hit these three criteria, or even two out of these three criteria, fire them. This sounds insane to let go of some of the revenue in this environment, but you ought to do it, and here's why. As you expand your marketing and advertising efforts, you will get more business. To serve that more business, you will need people to deliver the services. What you want to do is you want to free up that capacity to deliver the service without increasing your payroll. One of the ways to do it is to let go of your worst customers. Highly recommend it. There are major corporations that have done that in the past and thrived because of that. Strategy number three. So first strategy is expand your marketing and advertising. Strategy number two is cut your bottom 20% of the customers. Strategy number three to keep on growing, look at the services that you're providing today and look for a way to significantly improve the service that you deliver to your customers. Why? Because that will make you even less dispensable to your customers. In the recessionary times, some of your clients may be looking for a way to save money, and if your company delivers a mediocre service, mediocre results, why would they be loyal to you? So instead of that, you actually work on improving your service, like brainstorm with your team, how do we improve our service? If we were our customers, what do we see as the faults of ours in our service delivery? How do we improve on our service? And when we do, we will keep retain more of our customers for longer. And at the same time, look at your production process and find inefficiencies within the production process. Here's what I mean by that. If you deliver a service and it costs you 40 hours of labor to deliver that service, look for a way to make your processes more efficient. Do not cut the number of services that you deliver to your customers, but look for a way to make your process more efficient. So instead of 40 hours, you cut it by 20% by finding certain efficiencies, and now it takes you 32 hours to deliver the same service. What happens when you do the following? You expand your marketing and advertising so you attract more customers, you get rid of your worst performing customers, and you deliver better service to your existing customers, and it now costs you less to deliver that service. Now you can service more customers with the same or fewer resources, with the same or even smaller payroll. And here's the final point, final strategy on how to grow and expand through any recessionary time. Fire your worst employees. What I mean by that is, look around at your company and make a list of the people who you have been thinking about firing, but haven't fired them because you needed them for whatever reason. They're really good salesperson, but everybody else in the company hates them and they create a toxic atmosphere. Or they're really lazy. You know that other people perform at like 90% of their skills and capacity, and this guy performs at 50%. And you have warned them time and time and again. Fire them now. And at the same time, let everybody else on the team know that you love them, you care about them, and you will bleed for them and take a bullet for them and make sure that you will keep their jobs. Here's why it's incredibly important to assure your employees that you will do everything in your power, including bleeding. And what I mean when I say bleed, meaning you can go in the red. Like this is the year, in any recession, you can go in the red, you can lose money. I hope that you have some reserves, and I hope that you have a line of credit to fall back on, because you want to keep your core team, you want to keep your best people, and you want to make sure that they feel secure, because the opposite is also true. If you let go of a good person, what that will do to the morale of the company, what that will do to the morale of every employee that you have is they will think, am I next? And what happens when people think, am I next? They have fear. Now they have even more fear. And when they have even more fear, will they deliver excellent service to your customers? Probably not. Will they work at the absolute top level of their skills and ability? Probably not. Will they retract? Will they possibly start looking for other opportunities at other companies? Absolutely. So by making sure that you promise your people, guarantee them security and safety, show them true love and care for them, they will stay with you, and they will bleed and work harder for you to deliver those excellent level services to your customers. And by the way, what will also happen inevitably is, as your competition is letting go of their good people, they will come to you. And you want to build a stronger team, because as every recession passes, you want to have a really strong team with the best people in the industry, so you keep on growing and getting even more customers, so you keep on getting more revenue and build a more profitable and better business. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss how to preserve your business, how to grow your business, and how to thrive in your business as you're going through this challenging time, reach out to us. You can call the office, or you can call me direct, or you can email me. My direct number is 847-877-7568. Again, 847-877-7568. Call me, text me, or email me at sasha@comradeweb.com. That's SASHA@comradeweb.com. I will personally answer your email. I will personally answer your call. I will talk you through whatever challenges you're going through, and we will create a plan in writing how to grow through this challenge and thrive at the tail end of it. Thanks for watching.